Hi my dear friends, good morning and welcome to this new class. I hope you remember the topic that we are dealing with. We are dealing with uh, chapter industries, and we were talking about one of the most important industries, that is iron and steel industry, without which all the other industries will come to still, because all the other industries, they depend on this iron and steel industry for making the machines. All the machines are made of iron, and all the structures is made of iron. So if this iron and steel industry is not there, all the other industries will come to stand still. All the major industries. Only the handlooms and other cottage industries will survive. So in this modern world, we cannot think about a world which is without industries. A world that is not having the industries, because we will go back centuries back. We'll go to that primitive style of living. So the iron and steel industry is the industry that gives base for all the other industries, which produce a variety of things in our daily life, what we use in our daily life. So today we come to the most important city in India, Jamshedpur, where the iron and steel industry was based in the beginning. And let us deal with that, and let us learn what are the facilities that are available in this place called Jamshedpur, why this place was chosen to establish iron and steel industry, and so on. That is what we are going to see. You can take your textbook, page number 56. So before 1947, 1947 we received independence, and before that British was ruling India, and during those days there was only one iron and steel plant in the country, in India, Tata Iron and Steel Company Limited. It is called TISCO. So those days before India received freedom, only one iron and steel industry was there in our country. That was owned by Tata, and in short form it is called TISCO, Tata Iron and Steel Company Limited. And it was privately owned. We know Tata company is a private company. So those days also it was belonging to the private company. Then after independence, the government took initiative to set up several iron and steel plants. So during the British days, they did not bother about developing the country. But after independence, we have a government of our own, and therefore the government took it to its own responsibility to take up the task of developing the country. And as we said in the beginning, without the iron and steel industry, we cannot think about developing other industries. So iron and steel industry is the basis for all the other industries. So government gave the most important attention to this iron and steel industry, so that they can develop it, other industry as well. So government began to set up a number of iron and steel industry in different locations around India. Then TISCO was started in 1907. So we said during the colonial days, India had only one iron and steel plant, that is TISCO, and that was started in 1907. That means 40 years before independence it was started. And it was started in a place called Sanchi. A place called Sanchi, near confluence of the rivers Suvarna Rekha and Kadkai in Jharkhand. So this place is in which state? It is in Jharkhand, and the place now it is known as Jamshedpur. Before, that place was known as Sakshi. At the time of starting this industry, it was known as Sakshi, and it is a place where two rivers are come and join them. Who are the rivers or which are the rivers? One is Suvarnarekha, another one is Karkar. You will see map in this page. The location is given there. These blue lines, these are the two rivers coming and they join here, and the railway line is here, and a lot of roads are here. You can see all that. So all these facilities are there. So the Tata Steelwork was set up this place, and here there is a zoo is there. So it was a suitable place. A lot of facilities, roads are there, railways are there, rivers are there, and therefore this place called Sanchi, it was very suitable. Then later on, Sanchi was renamed as Jamshedpur. So later the name was changed, the place name got the present name, that is Jamshedpur. Then geographically, Jamshedpur is the most conveniently situated iron and steel center in the country. You can underline, which is the most conveniently situated iron and steel industry in our country. That is the Jamshedpur. Geographically speaking, we said the availability of river, therefore water is available, then railway is available, good network of road available. So a lot of facilities are there. So geographically speaking, we can say this place, Jamshedpur, is the most suitable place for starting an industry, and we can say the people rightly started in the right place. So it is, that's why it is still standing and it has become one of the major iron and steel industries in our country. Then Sanchi was chosen to set up the steel plant for several reasons. So we said geographically it is the most suitable place in our country to start an industry, Jamshedpur. So those days it was known by another name, that is Sanchi. So let us see why this Tata company chose this place, Sanchi. Why did they choose this place? That's what we are going to see. So this place was chosen for several reasons. There are many reasons are there why Tata company chose this place for starting industry there. This place was only 32 kilometers away from Kalimati station on the Bengal-Nagpur railway line. So you can underline. The first reason why Sanchi was chosen to start this iron and steel industry was it is very close to the railway station. Only just 32 kilometers away from the railway station. Which railway station? The railway station on the Bengal-Nagpur railway line. So there is a railway line going from Bengal to Nagpur. Nagpur is in Maharashtra. So it comes in that line. So from the place where they start industry, from there to the railway station only just 32 kilometers. Therefore they can bring a lot of things by goods train and carry to the factory. It is very near, just 32 kilometers. Therefore they can save a lot of money for transportation. Suppose the railway station is far away, then they have to carry it for such a long distance and it will cost the transportation charge more. Therefore it will be reducing their profits. So first thing why they chose was that the place is very near to railway line and it will help them to transport things and so on. Then it was close to the iron ore. Second reason is it was very close to the iron ore, coal and manganese deposits as well as to Kolkata, which provided a large market. So second reason is the raw material is nearby. To make iron ore, which are the raw materials that are needed? It is iron ore is needed, manganese is needed and coal is needed. So these three raw materials that are required for making iron, that is there nearby in Jharkhand itself, near Jamshedpur itself. Therefore, they don't have to carry raw material from far away. They don't have to search it somewhere far away, or they don't have to import from other countries. It is there nearby. So the second reason why this place was chosen to become an industrial center was the nearness of raw material like coal, limestone and manganese. Coal, iron ore and manganese. Then the third reason is the big market. Calcutta is there nearby. We said the train is going to Bengal, so that railway line they can go to Calcutta very easily. It is nearby because after producing all these things, they have to go and sell it in the market. If you simply keep there in the factory, nobody will come and buy. They have to make it available to the people in the market so that people can buy. So that is the third reason. The market is nearby. Which market? Calcutta. Calcutta is a big market, metropolitan city, and it is there nearby. Therefore, it becomes easy for the company to sell their products nearby place. So that is the third reason why this place was chosen to establish industry there, iron and steel industry there. So remember the 3 points. First thing is, what is the first thing? The railway line is nearby, the station is nearby. Second thing is, the raw materials are very nearby. Third one is, the market is nearby. Then, Tisco gets coal from Jaria coal fields and iron ore, limestone, dolomite and manganese from Odisha and Chhattisgarh. So we said the raw materials are where they are nearby. So which are the places it is getting? So nearby in Jharkhand itself it is the Jaria coal field. So the coal is coming from the Jaria coal field. So you can underline from which coal field Tisco is getting the coal from Jaria coal field. Then iron ore, limestone and dolomite and manganese they get from Odisha and Chhattisgarh. So from nearby places, from Odisha is there nearby, Chhattisgarh is there nearby. So in these states all these things are available, so they can get it easily. Then the Karkai and Subarnarekha rivers ensured sufficient water supply. So other reason why they started this industry is a river are nearby. That means water is available. So in order to make this iron and steel, they require a lot of water. So if they have to bring water from far away, again it will increase the expense. But there are 2 rivers flowing in there, and therefore these 2 rivers are providing them enough water, sufficient water for manufacturing. So that is the fourth reason why this place was chosen to become the industrial center. Fourth one is the availability of water. Then government initiatives provided adequate capital for its later development. So later government also began to help this center because they are doing very well. Therefore government was supporting them by providing financial support, by providing them capital. Money is required in order to expand the building, expand the industry. They need to buy more machines, they need to hire more laborers, they need to make more buildings. So many things are required, therefore they need a lot of money, and the government was helping them. So though it is a private company, government was helping them, so that if this company is developing and able to provide a lot of iron, it will help other industries to come up, then it is helping the development of the country itself. Therefore government was helping this company in order to expand. So they received help from the government. So these are the reasons why the company, Tisco company, set up this iron and steel industry there. 4 reasons. First one, which I say again, the railway station is nearby. Second one, the raw material is nearby. Third one is the market, Calcutta is nearby. And the fourth one, availability of water nearby. So all these things are nearby. Therefore it was a very ideal place for starting this industry. Then in Jamshedpur, several other industrial plants were set up after Disco. So since this place is very sufficient, the government also started some industry nearby there in the Jamshedpur. So not only one iron and steel industry now, there are many iron and steel industries are set up in this location, Jamshedpur. And they produce chemicals, locomotive parts, agricultural equipments, machinery, tin plates, cable and wire and so on. So the major one is Tisco. So apart from Tisco, there are also small companies set up. Small industries are set up and they are making different items. Some of them are making chemicals. They are producing chemicals, chemical fertilizers maybe, chemical medicines maybe, different chemical items they are making. Then locomotive parts. Locomotive means engine. So different engine parts, maybe vehicle engines, maybe machine engines. So different engines they are making, machines they are making. That is locomotive parts. Then agricultural equipment. Some of them are making agricultural equipment. There are so many equipments are required in this modern age to practice modern cultivation. So tractor, tiller, all the other agricultural equipments are made in this Jamshedpur. Then machinery, different machines are made. Machines for different factories, it is made there. Then tin plate, they make a tin for house tin. There's a lot of tin is required for different purposes. All that is made there. And then some are making cables, some are making wire and so on. So different factories are there producing different things. Then the development of iron and steel industry opened the doors to rapid industrial development in India. We know during the British rule there was hardly any industries there. Only this Tisco existed, and the British, they were not much interested in developing India. They developed certain pockets in order to benefit them, but to benefit the whole people of India or the whole country, they never took any initiative. But government began to take initiative after the independence, and therefore this iron and steel industry that was given much importance in our country after independence, that helped them to open the development of other industries as well, because they are able to make the machines in India for different industries. For example, let's say textile industry, they need a lot of machines for weaving the clothes, for coloring, everything. So a lot of machines are required. So before, if India had to start the textile industry, then India had to buy all those machines from other countries. They had to import. So they had to spend a lot of money, and therefore nobody was interested in opening this industry, starting this industry, because the machines are not available in India. But once this iron and steel industry started in India, they began to make the machines that are required for different industries, and therefore the people are happy. They can start their own industry because machines are in India itself. No need to buy from other foreign countries. It is available in India. Therefore, many people came forward to start different industries. That's why in India we have a lot of industries today, because most of these machines that are used for these industries, they are made in India itself. It is easily available and it is very cheap. Therefore, it is very easily available. So it was a opening of the door for all the other industries. Then almost all sectors of the Indian industry, for their basic infrastructure, they are depending on this iron and steel industry for their basic infrastructure. Infrastructure means the buildings. So in order to make the building, they need a lot of structures. Iron frames are required. They are all depending on this iron and steel industry. And to set up the big heavy machines, for everything they are depending on this iron and steel industry. Then the Indian iron and steel industry consists of large integrated steel plants as well as mini steel mills. So for research, all the other industries are depending on India in this iron and steel industry, and therefore they depend largely on the integrated steel plants as well as mini plants. So there are big iron and steel industry factories are there in India, and also some of them are integrated with other mills. They are connected with other mills, and there are also some mini steel plants are there. So all these are able to satisfy the needs of the people. They are able to provide the basic need for starting industry, because we need to provide the iron that is required for other industries. So there are many other industries are there which are using iron to manufacture things. So who is providing iron for them? This iron and steel industry. So if this iron and steel industry is not producing enough, then other industries will have to buy from outside, and they will be spending more money, the expense will be increasing, and so on. So that kind of problem will be there. But fortunately in India we are able to have sufficient production of iron and steel industry, because we have many factories are there, many industries are there, and they are able to provide sufficient iron for all the other industries that are depending on this iron and steel industry. So it also includes secondary producers, rolling mills, and ancillary industries. So we said these industries are depending on other industries. These other industries, they are depending on this iron and steel industry in order to make parts for them. So if iron and steel industry is not working, then other industries cannot continue their work. They will be in trouble. They will not have enough raw material. So these industries like secondary producers, people who are using this iron from the iron and steel industry and making something else, using this iron they make something else, or there are rolling mills. So what the iron that is produced in this iron and steel industry, that needs to be shaped into different shapes for different purpose. That's called rolling. So there are mills which are meant for rolling it or reshaping it. So they are all depending on this iron and steel industry. So in short we can say, if this iron and steel industry is not there, then all the other industrial works will be slowed down. They will be very much limited depending on the availability of raw material which are coming from other places and so on. So we are really fortunate in India that we have this many iron and steel industries are there in India. We are able to satisfy the needs of the industrialists, people who are running industry, to provide them sufficient iron to continue their work and so on. That way, the work that was started in Jamshedpur, before it was known as Sanchi, it was started there with one industry. Now it has spread to different areas, and we have so many iron and steel industries are there in our country, and many other industries are depending on this, and that way it is still expanding and still developing, and our country is able to achieve that satisfaction, that fullness that is required for expanding and developing the iron and steel industry. So we shall wind up for today. We learned about the first place that was used for starting iron and steel industry, and how it was spread to other parts of India, and what is the reason this place was chosen to start the industry, and so on. So next time we shall see about another place, not in India but in America. One of the most important places in America where this iron and steel industry is there. Why they have chosen that place, and so we shall study in comparison with Jamshedpur to another place. And that place we will be studying will be Pittsburgh. We shall study about Pittsburgh. So till we meet next time.